Please stand for the arrival of the official party. Please take your seats. Wing-ees, post. Wing-ees, seats. Admiral Harris, Captain Lassen, Colonel Donnelly, COs, XOs, families, friends, and guests during this group call. I would like to welcome you to Naval Air Station Kingsville. This winging ceremony is a culmination of your wingie's dedication and perseverance. We, the instructor, pilots, and staff, have held them to high standards during this final phase of training. It is with great pride that we present their accomplishment to you in this time-honored tradition. After today's ceremony, they will be called Naval Aviators, an elite group of men and women who are committed to serving and defending their country around the world and at a moment's notice. To begin the ceremony, Chaplain Allender will provide the invocation.
Spartans. Our great God, we thank you for the ability to soar high among the clouds. We thank you for all who have gone before us and paved the way for days like today. And we thank you for the ability to have a day like today where the future of Naval and Marine Corps aviation is born. God, these sailors and Marines, as they receive their wings of gold and become the future protectors of this nation, we ask that you bless each of them and keep them safe as they fly their missions to protect us. They have demonstrated the resolve in completing their course of instruction here at NAS Kingsville, and now we ask that you help them to persevere through what lies ahead as they move from this place of instruction to the next evolution of their careers. These are the few of our nation that will be called upon to keep our enemies at bay. These are the few that will keep the skies free of threats to our nation, and these are the few that, when called upon, will demonstrate the combat strength of the United States. With this great responsibility, we ask that you guide them and direct their steps, the steps of their leadership, and of our great nation as a whole. We thank you again for today, and we ask for your blessing on all of our aviators. Amen.
At Naval Air Station Kingsville, our flight students are assigned to one of two squadrons, the VT21 Fighting Redhawks or the VT22 Golden Eagles. Allow me to introduce the commanding officer of VT21, Commander Christopher Landon.
All right, good afternoon, Admiral Harris. Good to see you. Welcome. Welcome, friends and family. I'm sure I'm going to be the first of many to say this is great to have an audience here after more than a year. We've gone virtual, and welcome to those attending virtually as well. So it's great to see you here today. Glad we can get you out in Kingsville. Today's the culmination of a lot of years of hard work by your wings. It's also the culmination of several million, probably, dollars of investment by the enterprise to get wings on the uniforms of these young individuals over here today. When you think about everything that's gone into it, and we'll see a video later of survival training specialists, to those that write the curriculum guides, to simulator instructors, to some of the flight instructors represented in the back today. A lot of hard work and effort, definitely tears, some sweat, maybe a little blood has gone into molding them into the future warfighters that they are today. So I think they would deserve a round of applause. While that billion-dollar enterprise has played a part in getting them here today, I also want to thank the family and friends that are here today as well, and those watching who have also played a big part in getting them here. What we say in nautical terms, you were plank owners in their wings of gold here this afternoon. If it wasn't without your love and support, and definitely the trying times that they've been through, they wouldn't be here today. And that role doesn't end as well. There's going to be difficult times ahead for these wingies. So again, thank you for what you've done to support them. Wingies, welcome to the fellowship of the greatest profession on the planet, in my opinion. This is the first stage of your journey. You should be proud of your accomplishments. I'm certainly proud of you. But the mission continues after today. All right, a few short years, you're going to be launching off the deck of an aircraft carrier, or maybe it's a assault ship, or an expeditionary airfield and Know that we've trained you in the fundamentals, giving you the foundational skills that you're going to use on every single flight going forward to not only execute your mission safely and come back, but perform that goal. So I'm proud of your accomplishments. Congratulations on a job well done. And you know, flying multi-million-dollar aircraft going forward is a pretty great responsibility. It should be a lot of fun, but I think although that's going to be rewarding, I think what's also going to be rewarding is the challenge of leading young sailors and Marines. So I think you'll enjoy that as well. So again, congratulations and welcome. Thanks.
Because the Marine Corps falls under the Department of the Navy, Marine pilots also bear the title of Naval Aviator. Marine Aviation Training Support Group 22, based at a Naval Air Station Corpus Christi, provides support to our Marine Corps flight students and instructor pilots. Allow me to introduce the commanding officer of VT22, Colonel William Donnelly.
Good afternoon. Great to see such a large group of Wings today, so I'll be brief. I know they want to get on. It's a privilege to be here today. It's awesome to see this great mix of naval officers and Marine officers sitting there winging together. Hey, it's a team. Navy, Marine Corps team. We train together, we deploy together, we fight together. It's what we do. So it's awesome to see this group here today. It's such a fantastic day, a great milestone. The skipper said it best about how much of a team effort this is with all of you out there, the friends, the family, to help get them here today. And it's great to see you all here today, and awesome to be a part of this ceremony. For the Wingies, yeah, absolutely. I mean, flying is an amazing privilege. It's a privilege we have. Leadership is a requirement. The skipper said it there. You can go out there and lead young Marines and sailors. It's going to be a fantastic experience. Congratulations. It's great to see you all here today, and really awesome to be a part of your ceremony, your day today, and see what you've accomplished here today. I'll tell you, it's telling to me too that here we are, despite all the challenges we've had over the last year, with COVID and everything else, that this enterprise pressed on, and these officers are sitting here today getting their wings because we need them. We need them out there. The country needs them. The Navy and Marine Corps need them. So we kept pressing, and here they are. They're going to walk out of here with their wings today to do what we needed to do. So fantastic. Congratulations. Welcome to everybody here at Semper Fi.
All flight training conducted by the two squadrons at Naval Air Station Kingsville is overseen by Training Air Wing 2. Allow me to introduce Captain Brett Lassen, Commodore of Training Air Wing 2.
Thank you. Good afternoon, families and friends. It is really a pleasure to see all of you here today. It's been, like Skipper said, over the years since we've had family in the United, so it's really a nice thing to get back to some semblance of normalcy. It takes, as everybody's mentioned, it takes a lot of effort to get these ladies and gentlemen here winged. And I want to brag a little bit about Skipper Glandon and his squadron. Several months ago, I called Skipper Glandon in. We'd had a talk, and I mentioned that, hey, we're kind of a little bit behind on our production numbers. And through a lot of effort by his team, some of those people sitting on the back row, as of, yesterday? 2 days ago? Yeah, Tuesday, VT21 is the highest producing VTJ squadron in all of Sinatra. So congrats to the Red Hawks, good job. We like to say in naval aviation, we stand on the shoulders of giants. And in a minute, I'll introduce one of those giants. But first, I want to share a story with you, ladies and gentlemen, which is, today we spoke about developing your warrior ethos. And I want to share with you a story about Alexander Brashear. Hopefully that name sounds familiar to you, because you probably should have seen his name as you're coming into the break in El Centro. His NFL Centro is named after him, and he was born Romanian immigrants, grew up and went to DePaul University, joined the Navy in 1940 through their aviation cadet program, and then entered the fleet. Trained under the great Butch O'Hare, flying the F-6F Hellcat. On June 19, 1944, he launched from the deck of the Lexington to west of Saipan to meet the Japanese fleet. When he took off, he realized that his F-6F Hellcat was stuck in low blower. He didn't have enough power to keep up with the rest of his squadron mates. Undeterred, he radioed back to the Lexington, picked up a couple wingmen of opportunity, and set a bar cap, so a picket between him and the outer defenses of the carrier, or the outer defenses of the carrier and the Japanese and the carrier. A few minutes later, his radio crackled and he got a vector for Japanese bombers that had penetrated the outer air defenses. He commenced to engage those aircraft, and 8 minutes later, he had shot down 6 airplanes in 8 minutes. When he landed aboard the Lexington after that engagement, he found out 2 things that were very surprising. The first of which is the wing fold mechanism in his aircraft had malfunctioned. It was partially sticking up. At any moment, his wings could have folded and perished in the sea. The second thing that he found out that day was that he had only used 360 rounds to kill 6 enemy aircraft. There are 6 guns on an F-6 Hellcat. Here, all college graduates, you can do the math. Better accuracy is probably capable of happening, but unlikely. That day, he was a giant in naval aviation. He was tenacious. My charge to you is to be tenacious in your leadership and tenacious in your employment of your aircraft. And welcome to It's my pleasure to introduce Rear Admiral Harris, the current OpNav N98 Air Warfare Director. Admiral Harris has served as CSG Commander of CSG-11, Air Wing Commander of CAG-11, Sinatra most recently, where we worked together for the 3rd time. And then I met him when he was an instructor pilot at 125, and then we went to the same Air Wing where he's a department at VFA 115. He has introduced me to the better parts of naval aviation. We were joking a couple weeks ago about introducing me to credit card roulette, which I won, thank you. I consider him a friend and a mentor, so it's a pleasure to have him here. Sir, the floor is yours.
And thanks. And thanks for stealing like 3/4 of my material. This is why that flag should go first. Important safety tip. First and foremost, thank you all for being here. I think it is absolutely fantastic that we are in this room. And I will take a little bit of credit because I'm putting a ton of pressure on Ned to do this, to put pressure on the CO. And it's incredibly selfish pressure. Because for those of you that I met in the bar just a little while ago, this is about you. It is not about the wingies, despite what they think and what they will tell you. It is 100% about the friends and family that are here for them. I just happen to be going second. I'm not in this round, I'm in the next round, where I get to be the dad. That's pretty cool. So I was like, I don't want to not have people here and see this stuff. So we had flag officers in here the other day, and I'm counting chairs and going, there were 66 chairs in here, Ned. We can put 66 people in here. And God bless him for doing it. I appreciate it. And he is right. He did learn how to play credit card roulette, and he did win. Frequently you will find out in naval aviation, and when I say naval, I mean Navy and Marine Corps, the winner picks up the tab. It's a good thing. You never go wrong when you pay for your friends. They will always pay you back sometime later on down the line. The other thing I will tell you is I was honored to be able to be at El Centro and speak at the naming of that field for Nicholas Brashew and to meet his family. An amazing family. And the only cool detail that the Commodore left out was this. Brashew said he knew he had to get so close because he didn't have enough power in the aircraft that he was like this close every time he was shooting. Should have had lots of debris damage on his aircraft and didn't, and shot 6 and 8 minutes. It's ridiculously amazing. And a great quick read. If you get a chance to read it, I would highly encourage you all to do it. So for those of you that I talked to in the beginning, this is about family, okay? And since there's not a lot of photographers or anything else here and the Sinatra staff aren't here, they're not saying the stuff that they would normally say. The time, the pictures are for you. Don't rush, pin them, take your time, make sure the frogs are on, because I've been up here and they've gone, come out on the floor, we do it again, or they fall and they're dangling, and you have pictures of your very first winging is a picture of you with dangling wings. That is an inauspicious start. We want to start with the wings straight and level. So take your time, okay? The whole ceremony is about you. If you want another 3 or 4 pictures, they will smile, okay? And the reason I know that they will is because I failed to do that for my mother, and I have heard about it for 30 years about how I was such a little SHIT, I think is the word she uses. And I did it twice, because I did it for my NFL wings and I did it for my pilot wings, and so I was a 2-time shit. You don't want to be a 1-timer. You sure don't want to be a two-timer, because little old ladies hold that stuff against you forever. Matter of fact, when I called her to tell her about this, she said, "Don't let Connor be a little like his father." Nope. So this is about you. What I do ask is, about an hour after the ceremony, when you've got all of your pictures and all the things you want, treat them like the rock stars that they are. Because they are absolute rock stars. Okay? They do stand on the shoulders of giants. Commodore mentioned Nicholas Brashear. There are lots of others. Okay? Eugene Eli, John McCain, George Bush. Okay? Our old Air Boss Miller used to talk about that, the shoulders of giants. But you think about the giants as being those people. The real giants are right back at the end of this piece. And a couple up here that instruct me. Those are the giants. They're the ones that started molding all of you into the lethal warriors that you are. Okay? Told you this is going to be a participation piece. How many of you were in Pensacola when I came to talk to you at Sinatra? Yeah, almost all of you, I'm betting. Okay? And didn't I ask you how many of you are warriors? And when did I lose my mind? When the chaplain and the doctor told me they weren't warriors. Chaps, are you a warrior?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. The chaplain is just as much a warrior as you are, because the chaplain takes care of your soul, your mind, makes sure you're able to go out there and fight. Okay? The doc makes sure you're 100% healthy so you can do what you're supposed to do, whether that's keeping the peace or kicking ass. We'll talk about both of those in just a minute. It is absolutely fantastic to think about what you're going to do. There is not one of you that's not going off to do something that is amazingly fun. And this is the one thing I'm going to pound into your heads while I'm here, okay? Fun. Naval aviation is fun. All right? So now, quiz for the parents, because I got the quiz now. How many of your kids said, when they were little, I want to grow up and be a pilot? Okay? Handful of hands up here, right? How many of them said, I want to be a naval aviator and fly jets or E-2s off the carrier or F-35Bs? None of them, because none of them existed. Oh, come on, you're raising your hand, you're cheating. All right? So, how many of you, wingies, again, have family that was in the military? I know one, Commander Cummelty. All right? So there's a legacy out here. All right, everyone, look at those, hold them all up again really quick. Look at the number of hands that are up. Naval aviation is a family business, okay? 100% family business. Now, some of you are brand new to the family. Welcome to our family, okay? But it started for you when you went through your commissioning source. Naval Academy, family. ROTC, family. OCS, family. Okay? Some families got stronger. They got stronger through TVS before they came here to do naval aviation. API, family. 21 versus 22, family v. family. Ooh, we got a good little rivalry going here, don't we? Yeah, you're going to get out into the fleet and you're going to have sister squadrons. Why do you think we use the term sister squadron? Because it used to be derogatory. It was the sister squadron, right? But that's not really true. Who are they? They're the squadron that's going to be right here behind you when something bad happens, and it's a different ship. Now it's Nimitz versus Roosevelt, Nimitz versus Lincoln. Doesn't really matter. If you're air wing versus air wing, we're better than you are. U.S. versus pick your country, we are better than you are. It is about family. Okay? And the skipper and colonel talked about what you're going to do next, which is leading our family. You're going to be leading our young family, and you're going to be leading our old family. And somewhere in there's going to be a crazy Uncle Kevin and a weird great Aunt Apple, right? And we're going to have to live with them, and we'll work our way around all their foibles, but they're our family. So when we tell you to listen to your family, listen to the chief, listen to the gunny, that's what we're getting you ready for. But you still have a couple more steps before you get there. Okay? Family, business. I don't know if you know, this is like less than 1% of the nation serves. Okay? That 1% of the nation that serves has legacy parents, like Commander Tumulty, who flew Prowlers for our Navy and gave us his child to wear our nation's cloth in combat. Thank you to you and your family. That's pretty cool. We talk about three things. at Top Gun, where I got to be in charge of them, I don't have a patch because I'm not cool enough. I didn't get to be in the movie. But the three things they teach our best, our doctorate level aviators, is being humble, credible, and approachable. Okay? Today, you're probably not going to be very humble later on. Right? But 24 hours and 1 minute after the hour after the ceremony, I guarantee you they're going to do what I ask, which is make you humble again. Okay? You have a lot to learn. A lot to learn. And you've learned it. But you got to be credible. And the argument I have for that is one of my flights down in Corpus, I'm listening to a student and an instructor, and they're having an argument over a heated discussion over a procedure and an altitude. You know, when does the aircraft shift from this mode to that mode at what altitude? And the student was right. Instructor was wrong. Instructor was thinking about something. He asked a question, but he asked the wrong question. He had the thought answer in his mind. He had the wrong answer to the right question in his mind, and they were going back and forth and back and forth. So the ATOPS is sitting right behind it. It's a big blue pill. It's a big book with all the answers in it. And I'm sitting with nothing better to do in the back, so I folded the thing open, play around in the book. It's pretty easy to figure out where to go. You look in and you go, hey, the student's right. And the instructor's like, holy crap, give me the book. He's like, oh, I know what I did. And he immediately explains to the student, yep, great, da 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 da. There was no yelling, no screaming, no anything. It was a lesson for both of them. Okay, it's awesome. You gotta be credible. Okay. The third one we talked about is being approachable. That's probably the hardest. Because if we spend millions of dollars stuffing knowledge into your head, and you're not humble, and you're not credible, and you're sure not approachable, who's going to come talk to you and get any of that knowledge from you or learn from you? Nobody. Okay? Be approachable. If you're not approachable, if you have a resting face like I do, okay, and you look like you're angry all the time, you have to tell people that when I'm angry, I'm actually happy. This is my happy face. This is my angry face. This is unfortunately a face designed for radio. Okay? I'm not supposed to be visible. Tell people, and then tell them, come up and talk to me. I want to learn from you. I want to hear from you. Okay? Humble, credible, approachable. Got it? Okay. Last piece, and I'll get off here because you guys don't want to hear me talk. How many of you heard that Gen X, Gen Y, Gen Millennials, they're useless? That generation that was brought up to all get a participation trophy, right? You did a horrible job raising your children. I'm telling you right now. Look at them. They're a wreck. They're not. And anybody that thinks that, any of my peers that think that this generation can't lead, is stupid. And I will say it to their face. And here's the reason why. I was blessed to have the opportunity to lead a Harrier strike group. Amazing number of humans. I get emotional. It's awesome. It's not gonna work well later. So I'm talking to these two pilots. What I try to do every day was have the younger pilots come up and tell me, where are you going in Syria? What were you doing? Who were you talking to? Tell me about your day. I want to learn. So this one kid comes up and he said, hey, I did my CAS 3.2, that's Close Air Support 3.2 upgrade ride. So here is a young aviator that's been in the fleet for about 12 months, flying in combat, doing a training mission. He is tanking 5 times, telling his lead when to employ weapons, when not to employ weapons, how to employ the rules of engagement. Too many people inside this field of view are going to go over our collateral damage limits. We're going to kill too many innocent people. Do not drop. Not necessarily in those same terms, but that's the gist of it. Don't drop your weapon. Okay, ready, go, 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 go. Drop your weapon. Because people have left the circle. He got rid of every single piece of ordnance on his aircraft. I think they had 12 deliveries that day. They met commander's intent on the ground. No collateral damage problems for us at all. And 100% of commander's intent met, saving our soldiers, airmen, and Marines that are on the ground in combat. That was fantastic. And this kid has got a grin from ear to ear. He could only be happier 4 months later, he was still grinning from ear to ear. Why? His naval aviation was fine. 2 weeks later, still dealing with the issues with ISIL. Now the aircrew comes back and it's a female navigator in our F-14, or F-18 Fs. We have a 2-seat crew, you got a pilot and a weapons system operator in the back. She was a pretty brand new Wizzo, maybe been in the squadron for 9 months, 8 months. She had just done the end of workups and crews. And she's excited. I'm like, whoa, settle down. What's going on? She started telling me about all the things they did. We've got Kurds with embedded US folks, and we've got Iraqis with embedded US folks. The US and the US get along with each other. Kurds and the Iraqis, perhaps not so much at this time frame. But they're getting ready to go toe-to-toe over some of the oil fields, because they want to make sure that they're in control of that revenue stream. And what she relayed was they didn't drop. And she was really excited about the fact that they did not drop. And I kind of the kind of person that wants things to blow up and there's an explosion at the end and it's incredibly satisfying. And I did the head tilt. And she went on and she said, look, all we had to do was a show of force, another show of force, and it's like the waters, the two sides parted. We stayed there for a little bit, we did another show of force, and everything settled down. So again, applying the rules of engagement in split-second decision-making, whether or not you should drop weapons or not. And she said what she found so powerful and incredible was to be able to save lives without taking lives, simply by applying the rules of engagement. And that is powerful. Kill, don't kill. Let's not play games. We have raised steely-eyed kill or don't killers. Some days you will be asked to kill or to assist in killing. Understand that. Embrace the responsibility associated with that. And then be very good at that task. But you're also taught to not kill when you don't need to. Ensure that something bad doesn't happen on your watch. Because we don't always have to kill to achieve our end goal. Okay? That's incredible power that's being put in your hands by your country for your families. Treat it that way. But don't forget, naval aviation is fun. Every minute of every day, you should be giggling like a kid coming off the playground. Like sometime in the next week, go by the playground and watch a kid that's running around, except on the shoulder, and there's okay, they're me. But the other kids are laughing, and they're running with just unbridled joy from point A to point B. That needs to be you. And when you're 55, bald, and fat, and you get to get the plane, and you run away, I can show you the picture of me running around with unbridled joy, because naval aviation is fun. And watching you guys fly, watching these guys fly, and watching you in the back, most importantly, instruct and create the next generation of warriors, it's amazing. Keep doing it, okay? You guys are fantastic. Parents, family, fantastic. Family business. Thanks for doing that. Take your time and pin them right, and we're all good. Thanks for letting me be here, Nick.
Admiral stole some of my thunder here. Doing it without the mic. Sorry, guys. We'd like to recognize the public servant and military family for our friends of our wingings. If you would, please stand when your name is called and remain standing so that you may be recognized. Ladies and gentlemen, please hold your applause until the end. Commander Tim Tumulty, retired United States Navy. If there are any other public servants or military veterans in the audience I did not call, please stand. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your service to our country.
It gave our forefathers the strength and fortitude to cast off the yoke of tyranny and risk death for liberty. It's something that helped us persevere against and mend our nation from the blight of slavery. This calling helped our nation put an end to the Great War.
Apologies, ladies and gentlemen, we're having some issues with the computer here. One second.
There's
You know, in the old days, they tell you to check the config sys, I'm just saying. And in the A6, we used to kick it.
There you go. Just include PowerPoint, there you go.
Computer may be frozen.
There is something that makes us different. It gave our forefathers
Chaplain's gonna pray over it. Just needs an exorcism, chaps.
Something's happening.
Getting closer.
There's the strength and fortitude to cast off the yoke of tyranny and risk death for liberty. It's something that helped us persevere against and mend our nation from the blight of slavery. This calling helped our nation put an end to the Great War. This spirit led our nation to victory against the oppressive evil witnessed during the Second World War. Our drive, our commitment was victorious through the Cold War and is ever present today. This calling was once again echoed when our nation seethed in pain and we answered. Today, this calling is reflected here and now as we bestow the honor, trust, and spirit of generations before. Our Navy and Marine Corps teams stand ready, vigilant, and capable across the world in every climate and place, on the surface, beneath the sea, in the air, and on the land. We are our nation's response force. Naval aviation began December 23, 1910, when Lieutenant Theodore Ellison reported to the Glenn Curtis Aviation Camp at North Island, San Diego as a first naval aviator. Naval aviation grew rapidly from spotting aircraft for naval guns to attack and fleet defense aircraft as seen in World War II. World War II demonstrated the necessity and importance of naval aviation. The aircraft carrier was quintessential in the Pacific theater. The Battle of Midway in June of 1942 was largely carrier-based, providing a turning point in the Pacific War, leading to the victory in 1945. The dominance of the American aircraft carrier and strategic value of naval aviation continues to this day. The wings presented today reflect a long-standing tradition of excellence and fortitude that began in 1910. Prior to commissioning, most aviation officer candidates attain approximately 15 hours in light civilian aircraft as part of their initial aviation screening. Prospective naval aviators earn their commission from Officer Candidate School, OCS, in Newport, Rhode Island, the Reserve Officer Training Corps, found at a variety of higher education institutions, or the United States Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland. Upon commission, Marine Corps officers then report to Quantico, Virginia for 6 months of Marine Corps-focused training called the Basic School, affectionately known as TBS. The Navy officers report directly to NAS Pensacola and class up with their TBS Complete Marine colleagues for the Aviation Pre-Flight Indoctrination Course, API for short. API consists of 6 weeks of fast-paced aviation academics and survival training. The academic training includes aerodynamics and navigation. The survival training consists of land and sea-based survival techniques and procedures. The highlight of survival training is the dunker, which simulates an aircraft inverting and sinking in the water. Students must calmly exit the aircraft and find their way to the surface, blindfolded. After completion of API, students then proceed to one of 2 primary phase training locations, NAS Whitingfield, Florida, or NAS Corpus Christi, Texas. In the primary phase, students learn the basics of aviation by flying the T-6 Texan II for approximately 6 months. Students learn to fly with and without visual reference to the ground, in formation with another aircraft, and to perform basic aerobatics. Simulated emergencies are also practiced throughout this phase. After completion of primary, the students submit their requests for the follow-on training phase and ultimately their future aviation warfighting community. The current options available to primary students are helicopters, tiltrotor, maritime, E6, E2C2, and strike. NAS Kingsville trains the students that are selected for the E2C2 and strike communities. The E2C2 students first attend multi-engine training in NAS Corpus Christi, where they fly the T-44 Pegasus and learn in-depth instrument and multi-engine aerodynamics. After completion of the approximately 4-month syllabus, they report to NAS Kingsville for follow-on training in the T-45 class op. This training is about 6 months long. The students that select strike report directly to NAS Kingsville or NAS Meridian, Mississippi for a year of training. Both the E2C2 and strike students begin with ground training, which focuses on the unique aspects of jet naval aviation. They then proceed to the simulators to practice basic instrument flight in the T-45. The instrument phase trains the students to fly the aircraft without visual reference outside and find their way safely through clouds and adverse weather conditions. Further along in the syllabus, the students will receive a military instrument check that permits them to fly in poor weather conditions without an instructor. The students then proceed to the familiarization stage. Known as FANS for short, the FANS stage allows the students to experience the dynamics of military jet flying. They practice stalls, basic aerobatics, and simulated emergencies, as well as plenty of touch and goes. The formation stage training consists of precision flying within 10 feet of another T-45. The training starts with 2 aircraft known as a section. The training advances to include up to 4 aircraft in close proximity known as a division. The initial formation training culminates with night section training. The tactical formation stage takes the maneuvers learned in the familiarization stage and combines them with formation flying. The tactical formation stage includes formation aerobatics and basic instruction on formation flying in an enemy environment. The carrier qualification stage consists of 2 weeks of dedicated field carrier landing practice under the close observation of the landing signals officer, LSO for short. The LSO is a naval aviator that has defined themselves as one of the best pilots, communicators, and team members. These esteemed aviators refine the students into a true naval aviator. The hard work of the LSO, combined with the humility and dedication of the students, culminates when the students successfully execute their first arrestments and catapult launches on an aircraft carrier. The strike stage routinely takes place at NAF El Centro, California. The students learn to fly at low altitudes in the terrain and attack ground targets. Their training at El Centro combines formation flying with bombing and low-level navigation. The last stage, air-to-air, brings the entirety of flight school training together. The students learn how to dogfight other aircraft. First, they practice one-on-one fights and then finish with 2-on-1 engagements. When the student lands from their final flight to T-45, They received a traditional wedding gown and soft wing by the commanding officer. They have completed flight school and then await their official winging and platform selection.
Pardon me 1 second. All right, now without further ado, we will conduct the winging portion of the ceremony. The guidelines for this portion will be as follows. I will call up each wingee and read a short biography. Then, the family and friends who are pinning on the wings will come up to join the wingee. Our official photographer will make sure the moment is captured, but please feel free to take pictures. Following the ceremony, there will be opportunities for more pictures with our official photographer. To present the wings for VT21, would Commander Landon please come forward? First Lieutenant Alan Babinak, please come forward. First Lieutenant Babinak is from Cleveland, Ohio. He received a bachelor's in chemical and biomolecular engineering from Ohio State University. Today on First Lieutenant Babinak's wings will be his mother, Gina. First Lieutenant Babinak distinguished himself by earning 1 Bombing Excellence Award. First Lieutenant Babinak received awards to fly the F-18 Hornet with VM F-AT 101 out of the Marine Corps Air Station Miramar, California.
Raw.
He was smiling. With tears in his eyes.
Lieutenant Junior Grade Colin Jaggers, please come forward. Lieutenant Junior Grade Jaggers is from Louisville, Kentucky. He received a bachelor's in aeronautical and astronautical engineering from Purdue University. Depending on Lieutenant Junior Grade Jaggers' wing today is Mother Rebecca. Lieutenant Junior Grade Jaggers, has received awards to fly the E2C2 Hawkeye/Greyhound with VAW 120 at the Naval Air Station, Norfolk, Virginia.
Take it easy. Lieutenant Junior Grade Miranda Cosmides, please come forward. Lieutenant Junior Grade Cosmides is from East Windsor, New Jersey. She received a bachelor's in ocean engineering from the United States Naval Academy. Today now, Lieutenant Junior Grade Cosmides' wings today will be your father, James. Lieutenant Junior Grade Cosmides has received orders to fly the F-18 Super Hornet with VFA 106 at a Naval Air Station, Oceana, Virginia.
not smile.
Don't punch me down.
First Lieutenant Zachary Lazar, please come forward. First Lieutenant Lazar is from Belleville, Michigan. He received a bachelor's in flight science from Western Michigan University. Getting on First Lieutenant Lazar's wings today is his wife, Laura. First Lieutenant Lazar distinguished himself by earning 3 Bombing Excellence Awards. First Lieutenant Lazar has received orders to fly the F-35 Charlie with VFA 125 at Naval Air Station Lemoore, California, with follow-on orders at Marine Corps Air Station Miramar, California. Lieutenant Junior Grade Robert Mack, please come forward. Lieutenant Junior Grade Mack is from Arlington, Texas. He received a bachelor's in National Resource Management from the University of British Columbia. Being on Lieutenant Junior Grade Mack's wings today will be his mother, Holly. Lieutenant Junior Grade Mack distinguished himself by earning 2 Bombing Excellence Awards. Lieutenant Junior Grade Mack has received orders to fly the F-18 Super Hornet with VFA 106 out of Naval Air Station, Oceana, Virginia. Lieutenant Junior Grade Harrison Mathis, please come forward. Lieutenant Junior Grade Mathis is from Columbia, South Carolina. He received a bachelor's in mathematics and economics from the United States Naval Academy. Heading on Lieutenant Junior Grade Mathis wings today will be his fiancee, Kylie. Lieutenant Junior Grade Mathis has received orders to fly the E-2C-2 Hawkeye/Greyhound with VAW 120 at Naval Air Station, Norfolk, Virginia. First Lieutenant Edward McKinney, please come forward. First Lieutenant McKinney is from Cameron Park, California. He received a bachelor's in mechanical engineering from California State University, Sacramento. Being on First Lieutenant McKinney's wings today will be his father, David. First Lieutenant McKinney distinguished himself by earning 1 Bombing Excellence Award. First Lieutenant McKinney has received orders to fly the F-18 Hornet with VMFAT 101 out of Marine Corps Air Station, Miramar, California. Lieutenant Junior Grade Andrew Meyer, please come forward. Lieutenant Junior Grade Myers from Tulsa, Oklahoma. He received a bachelor's in electrical engineering from the University of Oklahoma. Being on Lieutenant Junior Grade Myers' wings today is Chaplain Allen. Lieutenant Junior Grade Meyer has received orders to fly the F-18 Super Hornet with VFA 106 out of Naval Air Station, Oceana, Virginia. Lucas Morrison, please come forward. First Lieutenant Morrison is from Paris Hills, Kentucky. He received a bachelor's in mechanical engineering from the University of Kentucky. Depending on First Lieutenant Morrison's wing today is his mother, Krista. First Lieutenant Morrison received orders to fly the F-18 Hornet with VMF-AT 101 at a Marine Corps Air Station, Miramar, California.
Wow.
Lieutenant Junior Grade Matt Tumulty, please come forward. Lieutenant Junior Grade Tumulty is from Arnold, Maryland. He received a bachelor's in system engineering from the United States Naval Academy. Depending on Lieutenant Junior Grade Tumulty's wing today is his father, Tim. Lieutenant Junior Grade Tumulty has received orders to fly the E-2C-2 Hawkeye/Greyhound with DAW 120 at a Naval Air Station, Norfolk, Virginia. First Lieutenant Lazar, front center. Due to his exceptional performance, First Lieutenant Lazar has been named to the Commodore's list. This award is given to the student naval aviators who have earned grades placing them in the top 10% of the last 60 students who have completed syllabus. Well done.
So I gotta tell a funny story. So, I was already a month ago, almost exactly, I was sitting in my conference room and I've given a speech that you had to hear twice today. Yeah, you're going, we're not winging it you next week, we're winging it in a month. Because he was going F-35s and we had to send him remote. So in true naval aviation fashion, he went out there, crushed it, and now he's a better man for it, not to fly F-35s. So congratulations.
It's a custom in this profession to recognize and honor those who stand with us during difficult times. Our wingings did not have accomplished all they had and have not been for the love and support of their spouses. I'd like to ask Laura and Kylie, please come to the front. On behalf of the United States Navy, we thank you for your continued support to our ongoing mission to train the finest carrier pilots in the world. Naval aviation aspires to represent the very finest in American values we carry the heavy load bestowed upon us by past generations. The long hours of study and preparation required to master these skills would not be possible without your love and sacrifice. On behalf of the grateful nation, thank you. Wingies, attention. Wingies, post.
Forward, arc. Right,
Would all aviators, past and present, please rise for the reading of the Flyers Creed. I am a United States Navy and Marine Corps flyer. My countrymen built the best airplane in the world and trusted it to me. They trained me to fly it. I will use it to the absolute limit of my power. With my fellow pilots, air crews, and deck crews, my plane and I will do anything necessary to carry out our tremendous responsibilities. I will always remember that I am part of an unbeatable combat team, the United States Navy and Marine Corps. When the going is fast and rough, I will not falter. I will be uncompromising in every blow I strike. I will be humble in victory. I am the United States Navy and Marine Corps flyer. I've dedicated myself to my country with its many millions of all races, colors, and creeds. They and their way of life are worthy of my greatest protective effort. I ask the help of God in making that effort great enough. Ladies and gentlemen, the United States Navy and Marine Corps are proud to present their newest naval aviators. This concludes the ceremony.
Thank you, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the ceremony. Over to the bar.